First, I want to welcome everybody. Hello, Westgate. This is Mark Waltrip, the Chief Operating Officer of Westgate Resorts. We got a great webinar set up for you today. As you recall, 2 weeks ago, we had Customer Service Week, and it's really one of my favorite times of the Westgate calendar year because it's a chance to celebrate everything we do to take care of our guests and the people that not only work in the front line of customer service, but also in the back line. And today, I've got a all-star lineup here, and I'm going to give you guys some company updates, but we also have Richard Siegel, our Executive Vice President, and Richard's going to talk about how customer service impacts our timeshare sales. And I got to tell you, folks, this current environment that we're in is a great reminder of how lucky we are to be in the timeshare industry. And Richard's going to talk about the things that we do best, which is sales and service. We also have Jared Saft, our Chief Business Officer, and Jared's going to be talking about how social media has reinvented public relations, and our best promoters, our best PR people are our guests and the things that his team has done to allow our guests to communicate through us to our other customers. We also have Dr. Victor Arguelles, who's our Head of Learning and Development. He's going to share with us some great stories of how we celebrate Customer Service Week. And I have to tell you guys, so much creativity went into this. It really gave me a warm heart and a good laugh to see what some of you guys did. And then we're going to wrap up with Karen Sims, who's our Senior Director of Financial Services. And she's going to close talking about our Westgate Health and Wellness initiatives. So a lot of good information. We're going to try to fly through this very quickly. This year, our Customer Service Week was about the Dream Team. You know, I remember the very first Dream Team. They were the most amazing collection of basketball players back when watching the NBA was actually fun. But I got to tell you, they did a great job of putting the Dream Team together and getting our messages out. The main thing I want to share with you guys is that Westgate is definitely the place you want to be right now. And for a variety of reasons, but most importantly of all, it's because we take care of our team members. And many of you have been to www.westgatecares.com, but we literally have been the industry leader in protecting our team members. And from the very beginning, the executive team, we all sat down with David Siegel, and the message was very clear. We will take care of our team members and our guests, even if it impacts our business. And David says, I just want everyone to be safe. And he's really stuck by that and held us accountable to that. And because of that, we've become the industry leader in the hospitality industry as a whole. In fact, communities and businesses all across the nation are downloading and using our procedures. And I have a call every few days with a different mayor, or a different industry leader. And so we've been not only help keep our team members and our guests safe, but also we've shared that body of knowledge with the rest of the industry to help them as well. I will tell you that we are about halfway through a marathon right now. We've seen the worst of it, but there's still more to come. And I feel very confident that everything I'm reading says that this will be in our rearview mirror by next summer. But the one thing that I would encourage all of you guys is please do not let your guard down. By next summer, when this is in our rearview mirror, we can relax a little bit between now and then. Keep doing the great things that you're doing. You're keeping yourself safe, your family safe. Download those procedures. Make sure you follow them, not only at work, but also at home. But we also have proven that we take care of our guests. And I believe that's one of the reasons why our numbers have been so good. As I go around the country and talk to our guests, to our timeshare sales teams and our operators, the one thing I keep hearing over and over again is thank you for keeping us safe, because we've done a great job of keeping it safe, and our guests are rewarding us with their business. Once again, we've proven that timeshare is the place to be because our business model is so resilient. If you think about the things that we've been through, at least in the 25 years I've been with this company, we've seen 9/11, we've seen the Great Recession, we've seen epic natural disasters, including a forest fire that wiped out almost 700 units of one of our major resorts. But every time we come out of it stronger than before. And that's something that you really should feel good about. You're with a great company that cares about its team members, cares about doing the right thing. And we have a great business model. And the other thing I want you to remember, that business model is all about making it fun for our guests. And that's really what customer service is about. I always tell people we're kind of in the entertainment business because part of our job is to entertain people and create their vacation memories, because that's what they've come to us for. They came to us to help them build their vacation memories. What's really cool is this past year, the year prior, and this year coming, David and the executive team has made the decision to invest very heavily in our property. So when you hear about other companies, how they're struggling, and unfortunately their team members are struggling, you're with a company that's not only investing in its team members, but by the end of this year, We will completed over 100 projects just this year alone to the tune of $146 million worth of upgrades to our properties. That's pretty incredible when you think about it. We renovated almost 1,500 units this year alone, and we're going to double that again next year. And we built 188 new luxury timeshare villas across the country, as well as dozens of new guest amenities, restaurants, and bars. And the reason why I share this with you is because you are at the right place at the right time. You're with a great company, and there's so much to be positive. When you getting rained down heavily by the news and the media of all the negativity, we're going into an election, a lot of divisiveness. But at the end of the day, we have stood the test of time through this and much worse. And I want all of you guys to know how great things are really for your future. And I'm just going to skip through real quick and just share a couple of photos, because a picture tells 1,000 words. This is my favorite photo on the left. That's our new Southern Comfort restaurant. We partnered with Sazerac, the largest bourbon producer in the world, and we branded their drink Southern Comfort into a really cool restaurant concept that opened this fall, and getting rave reviews and national press. And then on the right side of the screen, you can see some of the beautiful renovations that we've done at the Westgate Smoky Mountain. Still one of my favorite resorts anywhere in the country. Westgate Palace, and believe me, I could spend an hour going through every resort. So I just picked like 5 or 6 examples just so you can see the kind of quality that we're evolving to. This is the new Westgate Palace Resort. And when you walk in, you absolutely feel like you are in a palace. So the team has done a great job there. Westgate Branson Woods, we were just out there, and just beautiful renovations. The units are very rich in wood. And what you notice about our resorts, we're not a one-trick pony. We don't have a brand standard that says everything must look this way. What we say is everything must feel like you're part of the destination that you're visiting. And the team is doing a great job of capturing that. Westgate Myrtle Beach Oceanfront, on the left side, you can see our brand new lobby. On the right side, some of our new timeshare units. Very contemporary, very cool, getting some great reviews from both our sales team and our guests. And this is Westgate Flamingo Bay Resort in Las Vegas, which, by the way, is having surprisingly good numbers considered the Las Vegas market. We've had several sellout weekends in the past month, and we see that market starting to come back very strong. I'm very excited about that one. And then this is Westgate Lakes Resort and Spa. And I picked this photo because one of our great focuses, particularly during this pandemic, is we've created a lot of outdoor activities and experiences. We have Dr. Vic and his team have put together cooking classes that you can do by Zoom. And you can actually order from the marketplace all your ingredients, and you and your family can watch this really cool, entertaining video featuring one of our chefs from around the country, learning how to make everything from pasta to lasagna to you name it. And then they can get the ingredients and make them right there in their room. And then we created all these outdoor experiences with fire pits and private picnic tables so that the guests can feel like they can get outside. And coming up on Halloween, great Halloween celebrations at the villas, the lakes, Branson, and Gatlinburg. And we've even set up trick-or-treat stations where kids can socially distance, safely have a wonderful Halloween experience and not have to worry about the COVID environment. And we'll have little stations. We'll be handing out candy for them. So a lot of cool stuff. And then last but not least, this is another example of one of our new restaurants, our Villa Italiana at Westgate Vacation Villas. And we're rolling out 4 more new restaurants there, plus a big food hall. All of that is in work to be produced next year. And again, as you can see, Westgate has really evolved itself to being a full-line hospitality company. So that's kind of what's been going on around the company. But without further ado, Richard Siegel is going to talk to you about service impacts on timeshare sales. And as a side note, Richard deserves a lot of credit for today's presentation, because it was his idea and his team's idea to create Customer Service Week several years ago. And it's been fun to watch how that grows, and even more fun to see how we've been able to embrace and expand it in this COVID environment. And when you see some of the presentations further in that Jared and Dr. Vic do, you're going to see some pretty cool stuff. You guys are definitely the most creative team in the entire industry. So without further ado, Richard, the floor is yours.
Thanks a lot, Mark. Imagine you're driving down the road with your family, it's lunchtime, and you see a sign at a car dealership that says free hot dog with test drive. So you pull over and feed your family lunch while you test drive a $50,000 car. You love it. They give you a great deal, so you buy it. You put down a down payment on your credit card and agree to make monthly payments to the dealership. You don't want to keep your family there all day, so you ask for the quick orientation on the car, you sign the paperwork, and you leave. The next day, you have a few simple questions. When you call their dealership, no one answers the phone. When they finally do answer, they put you on hold for what seems like forever. When you finally get to speak to someone, they say you need to speak to someone else, and they'll have them return your call, but they never do. So you finally call your salesperson that sold you the car, you leave them a message to call you, and he or she never returns your call. You started with a couple simple questions, and now you're getting really angry. You wonder if you should even make that first monthly payment. You decide to because you're still driving the car until it breaks down. Now what? You call a dealership a million times again, and they finally take your call, and they tell you that they don't service the cars that they sell. Yes, you may have made that first payment, but I guarantee you won't make that second payment. Why? Because why would you pay for something that you can't use, or pay someone that won't give you any customer service at all, even after buying a $50,000 car? I know that some of that story may sound a little bit far-fetched, but I wanted to paint a picture of how important customer service is to the sales process. As you know, Westgate Resorts is a sales and marketing company. Marketing produces tours that sales turns into new owners. And almost all of our new owners make monthly payments to us. Do you realize that you are probably paid from those monthly payments? Almost everyone in this company is. But what keeps them making those monthly payments month after month? Customer service. You can't have sales and marketing without also having customer service. Service after the sale is paramount. If they have questions about their timeshare and we don't answer the phone, will they keep making those payments? If they want to exchange their week to another Westgate resort and we never have availability for them, are they going to keep making those payments? If they finally get to stay at a Westgate resort and the operations staff is rude, not friendly, doesn't service them during their stay, do you actually think they're going to make another payment? The answer is obviously no. Plus, you'll probably see something about us show up on social media. You see, in order for them to buy a timeshare from us the day that they tour, there has to be some level of customer service that sales is providing. After they become a new owner, the service continues with the closing officer. Our closings before 1999 used to be 15 minutes long. The philosophy was, they've been here all day, get them in, get them out as quickly as possible. That's the opposite of what we should have been doing. In 1999, in order to lower our cancellation rate and provide better customer service, we extended the closings to a minimum of 45 minutes, not 15 minutes, to make sure that they understand what they bought, know how to use it, and provide a better level of service to our new owners. After our tours become new owners, they all get a cooling off period called a rescission period, where they can cancel their purchase for a full refund somewhere between 5 and 10 days after they purchase. We don't want them to cancel, and that's why we developed a specialized team to handle those new owners, which we call the NOW team. NOW stands for New Owners at Westgate. Do you have a question? Call now. Do you want to make a payment? Call now. Do you want to cancel? Call now. By giving our owners service like that, Westgate can proudly say that we have the lowest rescission rate in the entire timeshare industry. The NOW team is only one small part of the service that Westgate provides. That's just for new owners, owners who bought in the last 30 days. What about our old owners? Who services them? The answer is everyone. Everyone on this call and everyone who currently is not on this call is responsible for giving excellent customer service to our owners, new and old. Our owners are our greatest asset besides the team members who service them. When our owners call collections, they need service. When they call reservations, they need service. When they call owner relations, they need service. Customer service at Westgate doesn't start when they check in at one of our resorts. It started when they got booked on the tour to begin with. It continues through the sales process, and it continues as they book a stay at one of our resorts. So now they got excellent service from one of those departments, and they got a reservation to stay at one of our resorts as well. Is the service going to continue? If collections, reservations, owner relations, or any other department gives the owner excellent customer service, is it going to continue when they get to our resorts? Customer service at the resorts begin at check-in. First impressions are definitely lasting impressions. If you have an excellent check-in experience, then little issues during your stay will really be insignificant. It all starts at check-in. If check-in starts the vacation off on the wrong track, then every little detail will bother them when they're staying at our resort. My key didn't work. My condo's dirty. My TV remote control battery's dead. The operator won't answer the phone. We've heard it all. Delivering excellent external customer service to our owners and guests should enhance their vacation experience, not be upsetting to them. Those are just examples of external customer service. There's also something called internal customer service. Departments such as purchasing, IT, creative design, accounting, resort development, many other departments never deal with an owner or a guest, but they still have a customer to deliver excellent service to. Their customer is another Westgate team member who is providing external service to one of our owners or guests. After all, if IT doesn't do their job, reservations can't be made, payments can't be taken, and the front desk can't check in an owner or a guest. That's bad service. If purchasing doesn't do their job, there's no keys to give the guests when they check into their condo. There's no sheets or towels once they get in there. And of course, we have no face masks to give them if they forgot their mask. If resort development doesn't do their job, then resort operations will hear many complaints from our guests regarding noise or leaks or a bad condo design. If accounting doesn't do their job, costs are out of control, cash flows are unstable, we never know where to put money to even improve our service levels company-wide. And if creative doesn't do their job, there's no menus at our restaurants, no signage at the resorts, no COVID protocol signs, nothing. The owner's constantly getting yelled at while they're staying with us. Social distance, wear your mask, use hand sanitizer, because there's not a sign explaining our Westgate protocols. All of the internal customer service departments support the external customer service departments. Sales and marketing also have sales and marketing support departments to help them produce tours and make sales. Service departments and resort operations also need to be supported by internal service departments. So Westgate is providing excellent internal service as well as external customer service to our owners and guests from the point they become a new owner through staying or exchanging to different resorts. What happens if Westgate provided excellent customer service before they bought? Would they buy at a higher rate? We tried that experiment in 2006 when we developed the Westgate Concierge Sales, Marketing, and Service team. We took an OPC location at a Comfort Suites in Kissimmee, and we turned that OPC desk into a concierge desk. We gave 5-star customer service at a Comfort Suites where they were only paying $99 a night. No one knew who was an OPC, who was a salesperson, who was a service person, because all their name tags said concierge, and everyone delivered excellent customer service. Because of that level of service, we ended up booking 3 times the amount of tours that they were booking when it was just an OPC booth. And we became the #1 sales line in the entire company in 8 out of 10 statistics that we measure. Service paid off for us before and after the sale. Through all these examples, you can see that Westgate isn't just a sales and marketing company, but also a service company. The service starts when you answer the phone or return an email from a prospective guest or book a tour from an OPC location. That's when the service begins, the first contact. It continues through the sales process and when they end up checking into the resort. And it keeps on going while they're staying at our resorts or while they're sitting at home for a year without using it, still making those monthly payments. The service has to continue. The theme of Customer Service Week this year is the Dream Team. You all are the Dream Team. Every single person listening to my voice right now is responsible for servicing someone, either external or internal, but all of you are part of the puzzle. And what we're selling may not only be $50,000 like my car example in the beginning, because we do have sales at $100,000, $150,000, $200,000. Imagine what type of service those owners are expecting. We fulfill our guests' dreams by providing a quality vacation experience that exceeds all expectations. That is our service philosophy. We fulfill dreams, and that's why you all are Westgate's Dream Team. Let's not just fulfill dreams for our owners, guests, and team members, but let's exceed their expectations as well. One way we do that is by recognizing National Customer Service Week each year. To explain what we did in our call centers during Customer Service Week and what's going on in the world of social media, please welcome Westgate's Chief Business Officer, Jared Saft.
The reality is we are all in the sales and marketing business in this company. Whether you're selling timeshare, marketing timeshare, casino chips, hotel rooms, or popsicles, or Southern Comfort chicken fried sandwiches, you are in the sales and marketing business. And that is the lifeblood of this company. Selling people, as he said, the experience that they want and servicing that dream throughout the year. But the reality is customer service doesn't just show up in our sales numbers. It shows up in our digital presence as well. And we all know it's been an interesting past couple of months. You can see alone just from this picture, we're all wearing masks, walking around. Supposed to be 6 feet, but I guess we're wearing masks in that picture, so it's okay. But it's definitely a different time to be out there in the world. And that means that social media could go any different way. And what I want to share with you today is how the amazing customer service that you are providing is creating an incredible footprint in the digital world that is being spread far and wide. I want to take the next couple of minutes to thank all of you who have provided this service, not just before the pandemic, but during and well after, and show you some pictures that we've gotten from influencers, some stories from real owners, guest feedback, as well as share some unconventional ways that our call center teams have attempted to recognize the internal customer service and external customer service that Richard was mentioning earlier. So the first thing I want to share with you guys is an influencer that we had at our Park City FAM. For those of you guys who don't know, a FAM is when you bring a bunch of people in the travel and media space out to a resort. You show them a great time, and hopefully they go out and tell your story for you. This is a great example of one of the experiences that one of our influencers had out at our FAM in Park City. Hopefully they're related, otherwise they shouldn't be sharing all those straws. You can see we got magazine level photos, great smiles, and great pictures that we can use throughout our marketing efforts. And by the way, you can see a lot of this in the Westgate Weekly. If you guys aren't paying attention, every Friday afternoon, we round up the best stories and the best pictures and the best reviews from around the company on social and digital, and we share those with you guys. And the reason is, we want you to go into every weekend happy, remembering that even though you dealt with that irate customer or that sales tour that, just couldn't figure it out, there were thousands of people that were happy that week, and we created that memory. So as I show you these photos, I want you to remember that y'all are the ones that did this, that created these memories. We did not. These are not paid actors. We did not pay these people for these photos. These are real experiences out at our resort. Allison Bickerstaff. So Westgate River Ranch. I want to talk about River Ranch for a second, and Richard will accuse me of talking about it too much, but I'm excited about it because Westgate River Ranch is probably the only hotel in the United States of America that has doubled its revenue in the pandemic than it was the same time prior year. In fact, in the month of October, we will generate more revenue on our glamping tents and our teepees than we did in the entire resort in the month of October the year prior. Think about that. We are creating amazing ways for people to vacation during a very difficult time. And we're inviting people out to tell that story. And Allison's a great example of that. She has 224,000 people that subscribe to her YouTube channel. And she shared her pictures and videos and her story of her stay with her YouTube channel and her 55,000 followers on Facebook and elsewhere. So great example of how we are getting the word out about what we are doing. I'm a Honeybee is Nicole Taggart, another great influencer who came out to Westgate Town Center with her family. I put this one up here because it's really interesting. If you read a little bit, you'll see Nicole has 50,000 followers, but her dogs have 103,000 followers, which basically means that her dogs are twice as popular as she is. And if you're looking for influencer success, you're better off having 4 legs than 2 legs. But all joking aside, again, look at these socially distant, exciting activities. They're tie-dyeing. Look at how great of a time they're having in the middle of a pandemic. And you guys created that. It's not just our resorts. Here's another influencer that went out during our Park City fam. We get amazing food shots and amazing food experiences. Nowadays, everybody is a foodie and everybody is a food photographer, but these are really incredible images. Look at these amazing photos of the tachos, the burgers, and everything that kind of helps tell the story of not just what our resort experience is like, but also what our food and beverage experience is like. Lots of love for the Smoky Mountains. For those of you guys who don't know, we had Shannon and her family out there, almost 36,000 followers telling the story. But the interesting thing about Gatlinburg is, and Richard will tell you the same thing, it is packed, completely packed. You guys are providing better customer service this year than you were, not just because of how hard you're working, but by the sheer fact that we are full almost every single weekend at all 3 of our properties in East Tennessee. And so I want to give a big shout out to you all and thank you on behalf of everyone for the great work you're doing out in the Great Smoky Mountains. Carolina Grabova. So this is an interesting one. Before President Trump made it a household name, TikTok was basically only known by teenagers and kids. Well, all you have to do to make something popular with adults is ban it or threaten to ban it. And that's what happened. All of a sudden, TikTok is the most talked about social media platform. And guess what? Carolina went out there. She has a huge following. She put a video of her experience in the teepees, and it got 368,000 views and counting. Think about that. Almost 370,000 people have experienced a video of what our teepees are doing, what our development team put together, what Ray and his amazing River Ranch team have done. It's really, really incredible, and it's not going to stop there. We're going to keep going. Laura Burtis went out to Park City. Great example of someone with 55,000 followers from the Salt Lake City, Utah area coming up for a staycation. What I love about these photos when they go online, they don't look staged. That looks like a real family having fun, and people can see themselves in that family, and you help to create that experience. But we're not just focused on what we're doing to help generate sales and marketing for the property. we're also focused on making sure that we take care of those who need our help during this pandemic. The Victoria's Voice team and the Westgate Resorts Foundation have been working really hard on issues related to the opioid epidemic and the drug epidemic. As those of you guys know, Mr. and Mrs. Siegel have made this their life's mission to ensure that no other family experiences the heartache that they have. And that started or continues with having great events like this one out at Westgate Las Vegas, where we had Derek Trends, a TikTok influencer with almost 3 million followers. Think about that. 3 million followers got to see Derek and his support for what we're doing out in Westgate Las Vegas and with Victoria's Voice Foundation. Here's a cool one. So Scott Eddy is a full-time travel host of the show Video Globetrotter on Lifetime TV. It's the channel you watch on Saturday mornings or when you're trying to fall asleep. But Lifetime TV is out there with its little soaps and travel shows. He has 1 million followers, and he did a nice little trip around our properties in the middle of Central Florida. He went out to Vacation Villas and Town Center. First of all, look at that property. Look at that picture. Absolutely spectacular. He went out to the pier, captured an incredible image, and then went out to River Ranch and our swamp buggy. He looks too clean to have been out in the swamp buggy, so that must be a picture before he went out on the actual tour. But absolutely incredible places and a perfect example of the story we've been able to tell over the past couple of months with your support. Finally, on the influencer side of Ozzy Osbourne family fame, we actually hosted Kelly Osbourne. For those of you guys who don't know, apparently she carries her dog around like a baby in one of those baby Bjorns. She stayed with us out in our Sky Villa, which is one of our 15,000 square foot rooftop suites. And she gave us a lot of love on social media about what a great job our resort had done. And I believe it was her first trip that she had done since the stay-at-home orders. I want to shift gears a little bit. Mark Waltrip showed you some photos of this. I want to give a shout out to Mark Merzinski, Mike Lodge, and the entire food and beverage team who did an amazing thing during the past couple months, which is stood up an entirely new restaurant concept and knocked it out of the park in the middle of a pandemic with Instagram-worthy food, great stories, and incredible reviews. Not easy to do with everything going on in the world right now. And the buzz is incredible. For those of you guys who don't follow, we're getting mentions all over the place for this Travel Weekly, Travel and Leisure, and the best is yet to come with Southern Comfort. A very, very exciting job, and kudos to the food and beverage team. Always a fan favorite, the pier. We like to call it Paradise. We always get some great photos and great stories out there. And nothing short of impressive what Andrew Spinner and his team have done out there, inviting guests and keeping it socially distant. So Westgate Cares, we talked about it a little bit earlier. This is real reviews that we've gotten on Westgate Cares, and I want to highlight some of the words in here. We felt very safe. Thank you for blocking off every other bleacher at the ranch. Thank you for taking everyone's temperature. Thank you for making sure everyone had a mask. I don't know if you guys know this, but David Siegel and the rest of the executive team mandated masks at Westgate before any other resort company around the country. And that was to protect you, our team members, as well as our guests, because we wanted to make sure that you were as safe as possible while you provide the best experience you can. Look at these reviews. Vegas, we were so safe. We had masks on the whole time. They provided masks at no charge. They clearly took your and their staff's health absolutely paramount. We were treated like royalty. I can attest to the cleanliness, great processes for entering buildings, perfect way to travel, great social distancing, lots of cleaning protocols in place. And our owner feedback. This is from our owners that have posted on our Facebook page. Here's a Westgate owner who said, absolutely wonderful resort group. Best vacation memories absolutely made possible. These are people traveling during a pandemic who no doubt, just like you and me, had fears before they left their house, but were made sure to feel comfortable by our amazing teams in our corporate call centers. And then our teams out in the resorts absolutely delivered that experience. And then hopefully our sales teams were able to continue to upgrade them and grow their ownership and their experience with Westgate. what I'm most excited about is in the middle of the pandemic, we hit a little bit of a milestone. So we actually have 95 different social pages between Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, TripAdvisor, and LinkedIn. And we hit 1 million followers for the first time last month. And there's a lot of companies that I would think would say, you know, big companies that they have 1 million followers. But what I can tell you is these are 1 million real followers. We don't buy fake likes. We don't buy fake fans. We want 1 million people who are part of the conversation, who want to follow us and share their stories and tell their experiences about Westgate with us and with the world. And I couldn't think of a better milestone to share with you all on Customer Service Week than the fact that we hit 1 million followers, which is a huge, huge reach. And finally, for me, I want to talk a little bit about Customer Service Week in our corporate call centers. A little bit different this year. We're not able to get together. We're not sitting in our cubes and sitting in our offices together, but our team still wanted to recognize outstanding customer service that our team members are doing out in the field. And so we came up with a novel way to do that, and I'm going to share that with you now.
Thank you for all that you do.
This has been an eventful year,
with many ups and downs and unexpected turns.
But you guys have been the roots that have made our company continue to blossom.
Your dedication has not gone unnoticed.
You have shown endurance to keep going.
When times have been rough,
and our guests have been tough.
Your continued integrity to maintain a positive attitude while engaging with our guests.
Even when things may not be going the way you or they wish.
Has shown your strong character that is truly an inspiration to us.
And has definitely played an important role in the company.
Your ability to adapt to the many changes from all the company's information
to the many trainings we provide
has been absolutely amazing.
And you have each set a wonderful example.
This year has thrown untold challenges your way.
But you've handled them with grace, dignity,
and perseverance that we've come to expect from our fantastic team members.
While working in unusual conditions,
or even from your own home.
You have not missed a beat.
And we know that our guests
and owners are always in excellent hands.
You represent everything that makes Westgate Resorts a fantastic place to stay.
And an even more incredible place to work.
When we set goals for you,
you not only met them consistently,
you often exceeded them.
And we are so grateful
for each member of our team.
We are extremely grateful to have you on our team. It would have been impossible to achieve what we have done without your efforts. Your hard work, commitment, and invaluable contributions have been extremely important to our progress and success. Finally, on the behalf of myself and Westgate Resorts, thank you for providing excellent service to our owners and guests.
What a great way to tell the Westgate story. And I look forward to doing more of that with y'all next year, but we don't have to wait till next year to continue to provide great customer service. One last thing I want to leave you all with, and it's the thing that brought me to Westgate all those years ago, team member since. When you look and you see how long people have worked here for, it makes you understand what makes Westgate so special. When you see a video and it shows you people have been here since 97, 80, 88, 1990, 2005. That's a pretty rare thing in today's world to have that level of tenure and seniority with a single company. And so on behalf of the executive team, thank you so much for everything you've done. And we look forward to continuing to provide this great story and this great message for the rest of the year and beyond. At this point, I have the distinct pleasure of turning over to Dr. Victor Arguelles, our Senior Director of Leadership Development and Resort Customer Service, tell you a little bit about what happened out at the resorts.
So a lot has gone on at our resort, and our corporate offices. This has been a year of just difficult times. 2020, we joke that we can't wait for it to be over. I think you've heard that over and over and over again. And as Mark mentioned, whether it's politics or coronavirus, it just there's this weight on our shoulders about 2020. And I know we celebrate Customer Service Week every year, but I can't see a more fitting time to celebrate the efforts of our team members helping our guests hide from that oppressive and sometimes depressing situation that we find ourselves in. So I'm going to talk about some of the activities that our team members engaged in, not only with their colleagues, but also our guests. Some examples here you see on the screen: mask decorating contests. That's a really unique way of, using something that's required because of the situation we find ourselves in and doing something interesting with that. Blood donations, a great way to give back. Mini golf contests, I saw that with guests and with colleagues, with team members. A water balloon volleyball tournament, and puppy playtime, which I want to show you. I know this is something that everybody is extremely jealous about. When I first heard that Westgate Park City Resort and Spa was hosting a puppy playtime, I wanted to get on a plane and get there as quickly as I could. Unfortunately, we're not able to do that yet. But the folks at Westgate Park City, they partnered with Nuzzles and Company Shelter, and they were able to bring dogs over to the property. As you can see in the tennis courts, the dogs got a lot of great socialization with other humans, really getting them ready for that adoption process. And of course, the team members, how can you beat that? All that love from puppies. I am still very, very jealous of this. Also at Westgate Park City, I don't know if any of you have ever watched the show Nailed It. It's on Netflix. It basically chronicles individuals that are trying to reconstruct an edible masterpiece. I can tell you, I've tried this before with very, very little success. But as you can see here, these team members actually did nail it. These are milkshakes that are available at our Draft's Burger Bar in Park City, and they did a very, very great job. At Westgate Lakes Resort and Spa, team members were surprised by an ice cream truck. Could you imagine going about your normal responsibilities and hearing that familiar sound of the ice cream truck driving by property? It just looks like they're having a great time, and I'm also jealous I wasn't there to partake. At Westgate Myrtle Beach Oceanfront Resort, they had a leader dunk tank. So as you can see here on the left picture, all the leaders were at some point dunked, and team members were able to pay $1 per ball for charity and to dunk their leaders, something that I'm sure at some point all of us want to do, except my team, I'm sure of that. At Westgate Villas and Town Center, they had a water balloon volleyball. I find volleyball to be challenging with the regular ball. I can't imagine doing it with a water balloon. If you see this image here in the center, that team member that's hiding underneath that blanket, that's what I would be doing. I think she's got it right. But it looks like if there was a picture after that was taken, that water balloon likely was going to land on her head. So I'm not sure how much that blanket did actually help. Westgate Villas and Town Center, letters of encouragement. This is just fantastic. I mentioned before, and so did Mark and others, that we find ourselves in a really challenging time. It's not just us, it's everybody. It's important to look after one another. And this is just an example of how our team members are doing exactly that. Team members at Westgate Villas came together to write letters of encouragement for victims of domestic violence here in Central Florida. At Westgate Smoky Mountains Resort and Spa, they conducted a food drive where they were able to collect 1,000 pounds of donations for the Smoky Mountains Food Ministry. Again, just another great way of coming together and giving back to the community. And for us in the corporate office, the Learning Development team, Development, Construction, Purchasing and Logistics, and Corporate Facilities team, we conducted our first ever Zoom trivia, and it was a great time. I'm going to play a quick little video for you to see how Zoom trivia went. And here we go. Customer Service Week Trivia begins now. Who is the magician in-house at Westgate Las Vegas? In what year did David Siegel start the company? What was the first resort to open? How many units does Westgate Park City have? But Sir Charles got to the answer the fastest. 9, 8. All right, Robin is still in the lead. Oh, and we have an upset. Question number 10. You got to get the correct answer, but you got to get to it really quick as well. 8 of you got that correct. It's Ray Lee. Come on.
Victor. Mine kept freezing, so you know.
Which Westgate Resort property? Who is Westgate's chief operating officer? Oh, all but one. I'm going ahead next, and we're going to find out who wins the first Customer Service Week Trivia. Are you ready?
Tanya's standing right next to her. That's her lead-in. Oh, excuses, Mel.
She hasn't even been here a year. She shouldn't have been here.
Congratulations on winning the first ever Customer Service Week. Thank you, everybody. So I'll admit that was my first time ever hosting a virtual trivia, hosting any trivia whatsoever. I had a lot of fun, and I look forward to doing this next year, hopefully with the entire company. And lastly, I want to talk about a program that we refer to as SWAG. Every year we do some type of training for our team members to reinforce the importance of customer service and what it means to our guests when they receive a great customer service. SWAG stands for Smile, Wave, and Greet. Super simple to remember. Our team members love it. We say, do you have Westgate swag? I want to show you a quick little video that went out to our team members recently about swag.
Sir, how are you?
You know, I always tell the team members when we talk about swag that we are on a mission to make the world a happier place, and Lord knows we need it today. And it starts here at Westgate Resorts. There's no better way to make the world a better place than to just smile and welcome someone. Even if they're strangers the first time you've met, there's nothing better than receiving a warm welcome, and that is at the core of hospitality. It's already having great impacts. I want to read to you a review that we got straight from Medallia, which is our guest experience measurement tool. The people who are at the checkpoints always smile, they always speak and wave. They even waved at me when we left. They were super nice at the check-in. The entire staff was beyond exceptional. I mean, this just proves the point that a simple gesture of a smile and a wave can mean the world to someone. So if you're out in the field, you're out in our resorts, make sure that you've got your Westgate swag on. All right, thank you so much for listening to my section here. Next up is Karen Sims, our Senior Director of Financial Services, who is going to discuss our ongoing health and wellness initiatives. Take it away, Karen.
Thank you, Victor, and hello, everyone. Westgate offers a free team member assistance program to all of our team members starting on their first day with Westgate. And this includes our part-timers and our independent contractors as well. The program offers counseling, information, and resources for a wide range of topics, issues, and problems. Because pandemics can be stressful, and the fear and anxiety can be overwhelming for adults and for children. So it's important to take care of your mental health and the mental health of your family. David sent an email to everyone today that stressed that importance. And it's so important to us that in the spring, we conducted a PTSD training for managers that was to help them recognize the signs of stress in team members and to help make sure that they knew how to get to the resources to get the assistance that they need. And the EAP is a great resource. Everything there is completely confidential. No information is shared back with Westgate whatsoever. So you can feel free to reach out and get any type of help that you need. So our team member assistance program does have licensed clinicians that are available 24/7. You can also get 3 free counseling sessions with a counselor in your area, and the EAP will help you locate a counselor that meets your specific needs. They also have a fantastic website that's just full of resources and webinars on a variety of topics related to mental health, wellness, work-life balance, as well as workplace concerns. Be sure to check out our Westgate Wellness newsletter. It comes out every week with informative articles on all different aspects of wellness. It includes emotional wellness, physical, social, and financial wellness. And continuing to grow your knowledge of wellness will help you achieve a healthy lifestyle. It's important to know that the more that you do know, the better your chances of finding what works for you. And Wake Up Westgate is our new rebranded daily exercise routine, or daily resilience routine, you might have seen it as. It was running around 10 to 11 minutes, but based on feedback, we have worked with our partner Lance, who is pictured here, to reduce those videos to about 5 to 6 minutes. So with such a small time commitment, there really is no excuse not to do them. So you can grab your coworkers, get your team, or just complete them on your own. And you will have a better day if you start it with these fun and engaging, energizing routines. And another option that you have to grow your wellness knowledge is by watching our weekly 1-minute wellness videos. Each video shares a tip on how to make a small change that will help you improve your wellness. And as you make a new small change each week, over time, you have a really big impact on your wellness. And we also offer a new 15-minute wellness video every quarter. And those quarterly videos do a deeper dive into a specific topic. And this quarter, our topic is fall foods for cleansing. So be sure to check that one out. And then finally, those of you who have participated in our Westgate Wellness walking challenges are familiar with Walker Tracker. But did you know that you can create your own challenges on Walker Tracker? So you can challenge yourself, you can challenge some coworkers, or you create a team challenge. And the fun of the challenge will help you get motivated to get your steps up. And you may even find yourself not caring that you have to park, really far away from where you're trying to go, or if it's your turn to take out the garbage, because you'll think of it as an opportunity to get your steps up. So just having that increased awareness of your activity level every day does help to make sure that you're getting the movement that you need each day to maintain a healthy lifestyle. And that's important to us. Here at Westgate with Westgate Wellness, our mission is to help you live a longer, healthier, happier life. So back to you, Mark.
Thank you, Karen. I really wanted to end on health and wellness because delivering great customer service really is a state of mind. And for us to do it effectively, we need everyone in their best attitude and best positive state of mind. And quite frankly, at the executive office, we can't do it. You're the front line. You're the folks that are out there every day. And that's why we made such a big commitment from the very beginning of this COVID virus to make sure that health and wellness and exercise was part of our program. So I'm really proud of you guys. But I want to end today on a special thank you with a video that comes from all of our GMs across the country. They just wanted to tell all of you guys thank you for everything that you guys do and have done so well. And at the end of that video, you're going to see our famous We Are Westgate banner. And We Are Westgate, for those of you who don't know, started right after the Gatlinburg fires. We had a horrific fire that burned down 700 of our units in Gatlinburg. But the story behind the story was the fire struck us literally within 15 minutes. It traveled 2 miles, and we had 1,200 guests on the mountain that day. And our heroic team of guest service and security agents, that personnel that night, evacuated all 12 of them safely off of that mountain inside of less than a half an hour. And it was simply heroic. Cars were literally melting and burning down around them as they rushed through the flames to save these families. So when we talk about, tragedy, the things that we've overcome, I always go back to that day, looking at the faces the next morning when we flew up there and saw the soot all over the ground and the tears of our team members. I realize that we are Westgate. We can accomplish anything together. And from the bottom of my heart, I thank you, and the executive team thanks you for everything you've done to make Customer Service Week so special this year, and to carry it forward the rest of the year. So without further ado, we're going to close with a few words from our general managers.
Branson Lakes says thank you.
Hello, Flamingo Bay family.
A good morning, operations team. This is Field, joining you from sunny Orlando, Florida.
Hello, Westgate team members. Russell Archuleta from the Smoky Mountains.
Hey, River Ranch team. This is Ray Duncan, your general manager.
Greetings, Towers team members.
Greetings to all Westgate team members, especially those that are part of the Westgate Leisure Resort family.
Hey guys, on behalf of the resort executives here at Branson Woods, we want to say
thank you. Thank you to all of you for your hard work and your dedication to get us through this tough time.
We are proud to be part of this Westgate Lakes team.
Wildberry team, I couldn't have done it without you.
With a huge special shout out to my amazing staff down here in South Beach.
Words cannot express how fortunate I am to be part of the Park City family.
Thank you to all of my team members here in Cocoa Beach.
On behalf of all the managers at Westgate, especially Westgate Vacation Villas, we want to
say thank you to all of our wonderful team members who have been so resilient during this pandemic.
I have said for a long time that our team members are the heartbeat of our properties.
It is that very strength that has allowed Westgate to navigate through these waters.
I know there's been a lot of uncertainties these last few months, and there still are a lot of unknowns.
Everything you're doing on a daily basis is not going unnoticed.
I would like to thank each and every one of you for the great job you're doing.
Despite really challenging times, unprecedented times.
Thank you for showing up day in and day out.
When the going gets tough, the tough gets going.
There are really no words to express how grateful and proud we are.
I have watched all of you pull together and support each other in many ways.
We've dealt with uncertainty and a flood of emotions over the past several months.
But the one thing that remains constant is the strength of our team.
That's what makes you special and the best in the business.
Whether you work in front desk, housekeeping, engineering, security, accounting, it's because of you that I'm very thankful that I have you part of my team.
Your can-do attitude has been nothing short of inspiring.
To our team members who are currently at home, we miss you dearly.
And all the great things you've done for not only our resort here, but the community and your families.
This place had no life, it had no personality. That's because you weren't here.
And without you, we would not be what we are.
Without all of your hard work and dedication to Westgate, our guests and owners.
Because it's your passion to make everlasting memories, and that's why you are the best.
Thank you for everything that you do.
You have made us so proud. You have driven through the adversity, and
it's just amazing. So thank you for letting me be a part of your team and your family.
Thank you for what you do.
We look forward to the future that's coming down the road as we expand and grow here each and every day.
Alone, we can do so little. Together, we can do so much.
Thank you for allowing me to love what I do, who I do it for, but above all else,
love who you do it with.
So again, thank you from the bottom of my heart
for all that you have done and continue doing.
I'm grateful and honored to have you as part of our team.
I know together we can make it. But from the bottom of my heart,
thank you for everything you do.
Thank you for being my team.
Everybody have a great day, and thank you for signing in. And please share this with all your friends and coworkers. It'll be posted out on the Learning and Development System. And anyone who has not seen it will get a nice welcoming email to ask them to please sign in and check it out. Have a great day, Westgate.